Interesting. I'm getting like this message thing on the front. I'll close that. Okay, so this is Robin with Attunement Tarot, and I am going to read a collective reading this evening. I just felt called to just pull some cards for the collective. I didn't want to do all the signs, I just wanted to kind of read for everybody. And so, not everything may resonate, but just take what does and leave what does not for somebody else, okay? So we'll go ahead and get started. Yeah, this makes sense for the collective at this time. I get the sense that there are so many people out there that are really just unsure. They could just really be unsure about where things are going in their life, or maybe they're left in a state of confusion that's really, really just getting at them at such a deep level, okay? Another way to read this energy is being in some sort of state of denial, all right? Some sort of state of denial or codependency. And this is an invitation from Spirit for everybody to really listen to their intuition and also know that if you don't have all the answers right now, you're not supposed to. This isn't a situation where anyone is going to come and spoon feed you the answer by any means. This is an internal experience. This can involve other people, most definitely, but this process is something that you're needing to work out on your own. Okay, because there's something here that's very important. That's very important to you, right? Okay. Something that has been kind of making you feel tied and bound for quite some time. Okay. So, Spirit, can you tell me more about the Two of Swords, please? Now, this could have to do with a relationship here. You could have some denial about a relationship, or it could be not really seeing where one would have to differentiate, right? So there is some sort of call, like the lovers is a choice, as people know. However, this is also an experience of an emotional maturation and differentiation when we go from adolescence and we separate from, parental figures and all the things, okay? And there's a maturation, emotional maturation, and this is about taking one's emotions and body and sensuality very seriously and being in touch with that, and not just for oneself but for the other person. This is about learning, giving and receiving. So there is something here that you might not be able to see or know with words, but you feel it, right? You feel it. And even if you can't see it, it's like you really do know it. Okay, so there's something here with another person. Yeah, body transformer. I know that can be really, I think it would be good to just touch grass, as they say. And that's definitely not a dismissal, but to just get grounded. If you're feeling too, kind of off the ground, then just try to do some things to get grounded again. Grab your crystals, any kind of malachite, or let me think, turquoise. Turquoise is huge. Turquoise will definitely help you feel grounded, same as lapis lazuli. So anyways, so 10 people just logged off, but either way, it doesn't matter. So you're in your head about this big time. There's some worries, and there's blindfolds on both figures here, okay? And when you don't get the information, you begin to feel really defensive. You begin to feel like you want to go to war with somebody because I get the sense that there's something that you know, and it's really hard to admit to yourself, and but someone's not giving you the answer, and so it's like you're feeling guarded against that. Mm-hmm. 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 So this is a reading for the collective here. And these energies are so I don't think that I've pulled cards like this in one reading for quite some time, like if ever. This is some very, very heavy energy. We have an experience of dealing and grappling with some toxicity and some unhealthiness. And honestly, collective, I don't think that this is all like on you or coming from inside of you. I feel like this is you grappling with the unknown, you grappling with a tenuous situation that is just like, what is going to happen here? There's trickery afoot. Whenever we have the magician close to, and this is all in the same column, whenever we have the magician and the devil in the same kind of row, that speaks to manipulation. It speaks to trickery. And there's a blindness here and a blindness here. So it's like there's a willful blindness on some level when it comes to some sort of very unhealthy experience. Ultimately, I also feel like the high priestess is going to be instrumental and an assist in protecting yourself against trickery, against dishonesty or deception. And there's a manifestation of wealth, there's a manifestation of, there's wanting to manifest, um, like commitment, all the tangible things, just to have abundance on some level. But at the same time, with the Seven of Swords here, this could be about self-preservation. So somebody could be amassing their wealth using some sort of trickery or some sort of kind of underhanded way in order to preserve themselves, right? Mm-hmm. This is for the collective. This is for the collective, and I feel like this is really reflective of like everybody just not knowing, not being given the true information, things slowly coming out little by little. There's a want to make manifest for yourself something, right? Wanting to get something done, wanting to make something happen. But when you're surrounded by these energies, it's very, very challenging. And that's what we have here in the dead center of the reading. And this is about like, do you take off your own blindfold? You know? And it's like there's fear. This is fear. And when we feel fearful, we feel defensive. And if we feel fear in any kind of attempt to manifest something, it's really not going to bring us what we want. Instead, it might bring us more of what we fear. Say if you're fearing somebody deceiving you or something along those lines, then it could quite potentially bring more of that in. That's another way to read this energy. And there is a significant other here. Spirit, can you tell me more about the significant other here of the Lovers card, please? Okay. Somebody coming in with the charms and and some fighting. So this could be, so this to me, oh yeah. So this to me looks like perhaps some sort of long-term relationship that goes through cycles of fights and then like honeymoon period, gifts, apologies, wooing, being wooed back into the good graces after very harsh words were spoken. That's what this looks like to me. This looks like a very like an abusive relationship, like the cycle of abuse. Okay. And I feel like Spirit, can you tell me more about the Seven of Wands, please? Cycles, Wheel of Fortune, it goes around and around. And being in the page energy can feel like you're being bumped back to start every time. And that's what it is. It's a cycle. And you're trying to defend against this cycle. Maybe there's a part of you that's wanting to shift this cycle. Maybe there's a part of you that thinks, well, maybe I can make this different because it's been different before. And after all, I've known this person for so long. They're old soul tie to me. I've been with them forever and ever, you know? But it's like for a long time, this has been happening. This is definitely getting more specific and tuning into a certain part of the collective that is experiencing any kind of abusive relationship. But it's an abusive relationship with somebody who you've known for a long time. It could be a family member, it could be a lover, it could be a parent, it could be a friend. Well, a friend. Okay. Your spirit, tell me more about this magician. So, with this manifestation energy, I see that this collective wants to manifest a swift shift. They want to manifest, they want to manifest the King of Cups. The King of Cups, you just want this person to be loving. You want this person to be emotionally mature. You want them to be receptive and acknowledge your experience as well, and just be like really present. But to me, with this, coupled with this, that, and that, this is this is steeped in a very healthy want. It is a very, very healthy want. Okay. Um, this is a very healthy want, okay? But I feel like there is willful blindness around the fact that you're not going to get blood from a stone here. This is established very strongly that there is a cycle of abuse happening or a cycle of some sort of unhealthy relationship dynamic. And I can see how those in the collective want this to be different and want it done with a swiftness. So the Knight of Wands and the Chariot, that's very, very swift moving energy. Another way to read this is that you don't only want this with this person. Yeah, that would be wonderful. You could also just want this for yourself because this is about embodying the next phase of your life. How do you want your reputation to precede you? Where are you headed? Where are you going? Right? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I'm just taking a little pause here because this is a lot. So this is about moving forward. So you could want to get it from this one person, or you could just want it in general. This could even be also a want to get away and get out of the situation that you're in. Okay, I want to look at Spirit. Can you tell me more about the High Priestess, please? Yeah, your intuition is telling you that you've been investing in this in quite some time, for quite some time, but it hasn't shown you it hasn't yielded the results that you want yet. And there is, that you would be better off single. You know that if you were more, excuse me, stepping into your independent energy, that you would have more abundance, that if you were to like live on your own and really rely on yourself in a very independent space, that you would have so much more freedom to pick and choose what it is that you want that's going to make you happy. Okay? You would also be, hmm, you would also have like the freedom to share what makes you happy. You could connect with other people so much more. You could make new friends. You could host a dinner party. You could, go out to a place without any kind of plan by yourself and meet new people. And not for any kind of reason, like any kind of outcome for any kind of thing. You could just enjoy meeting people and have that be what it is, right? Having a pleasant conversation at the pub or whatever the case may be, you know? But I think that's what your intuition is telling you, collective, is that what you have been investing in when it comes to this situation has not been paying off. It has not been paying off. You're not going to get blood out of a stone with this. But the thing is you know that. That's the thing about the high priestess. It's the inner quiet voice. It's the whisper. Yeah, it's the inner quiet voice. It's the whisper. You have to listen to that. But the thing is, with this Two of Swords energy, that's very strongly connected to this devil energy, which can be codependency, addiction. A lot of times, people can get addicted to this kind of cycle because when it's good again, it's really good. It's loving, it's charming. The honeymoon period of that cycle is lovely, but it always comes crashing down. Okay. I want to pull more on the Two of Swords. Spirit, can you tell me more about the Two of Swords, please? In some sort of willful blindness about repeated wounds. The sun is here to shine the light on repeated wounds. Perhaps this person has cheated on you multiple times, right? And I feel like the willful blindness is there because you could even be thinking about the good times, the parts that have made you so joyful and happy, and like that things could grow and all of that. However, with this right here in the middle, this is like a direct invitation from Spirit to say, stop abandoning yourself. Stop abandoning yourself. Because with this single energy right here, with this independence, this is beautiful. Look at that. Look at that abundance. This figure, this archetypal energy is about somebody who wants for nothing. Like they're feeling really good in their own skin. They're able to choose. They have freedom. They could stay home or they could go out. I mean, they could do whatever they want. They're not bound to anybody having to, follow any kind of weird, funky rules or something like that. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so let's go ahead and do um 3 cards of advice. I feel like the advice is really clear, but let's like close out this reading with this. Believe in your own heart. Have compassion and love for yourself. Invest in yourself. Stop abandoning yourself by wishing, hoping, and praying that things can be different with this old soul tie. Okay? You do want this you want to manifest, but you cannot manifest from a place where you're fearful. You're not going to get what it is that your heart truly desires with this person who continues to hurt you over and over and over again. So this is about you taking time with yourself to heal. You can focus on investing in yourself. You could get grounded in whatever kind of tangible area of your life that is going to help you be in the flow in a concentration state and focus on that as an exterior. But then when you're not focusing on that and spending your time and energy on that, you definitely want to love on yourself in such a big way. Love on yourself in such a big way, and really, like, this is like the mother energy, I feel like, too, like this kind of quintessential, like, loving, empathic mother figure. I think that this is an invitation from spirit to nurture your inner child, which is interesting because I've had this card here, the Virgin Mother. So I feel like this mother energy is something that you need to bring in and really pretend like, what would I say to my young child if they were being hurt in this way, right? And they just wanted so badly, to be loved and taken care of by somebody who does so inconsistently. Okay, let's see. Yep, it's time to depart. It's time to walk away and really get what it is that you want, because what it is that you want, whoever's resonating with this message tonight, is not where you've been hurt. You can't heal in the place that made you sick. You can't heal in the place that hurt you over and over and over again. Okay. Okay, well, I'm going to leave it there. Thank you so much for watching. Okay.